Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on a Sunday night, ready to head back into Battle World. Kills with me, of course, and Eric. And guys, listen, I I'm look, I don't usually get all excited about certain locations in horror films, but I think tonight is the night. That's all
Mhm.
I gotta say, man. We're heading to the East Coast, and it's not New Jersey. Real, real quick for you guys in the chat, thank you for being here. We appreciate that, and hope you're all doing well. We got Melissa, we got Paula, we got RJ, we got Super Tenor is like, oh yeah, and Super Tenor's got a channel member anniversary, 15 months. That's not too bad. There you go, man. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you. Awesome to have you here, man. Seriously. Paula, nice to see you as well. We got Russell starting off quick with a $5 super chat saying Love Scream 6, Friday 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan is a fun movie, has a lot of problems. Like what are you doing? This should be interesting. Absolutely, Russell. Absolutely. Very cool. And thank you so much for the super chat. We'll do a clip for you at some point soon. And also, Russell, we always explain this, but you can put your super chat to the film of your choice. So with that $5 super chat, you could put 5 points to either Jason Takes Manhattan or Scream 6. Thank you so much, man. Let us know. Let's see. Jason Carpenter is in the house, loving the opening song in Manhattan. Very cool. We got Scott and we got Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Scott. Good to have you guys here. Mr. Rick in the house. Very cool to have you here. And JPEG. What's up, JPEG? We got Ryan. Awesome to have you here. And also, just a shout out to all of you guys, the channel members and Patreon members. We have a lot of you guys here tonight. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support. It helps to keep the lights on. Danielle in the house saying, hey, what's up? Good to see you. All right. Kill, let's start this thing off. Let's go into Kill's commentary. When we're talking about Scream 6 and Jason Takes Manhattan, which is the matchup of tonight, what comes to your mind with these films a little bit?
Well, legacy franchises, one a newer franchise and one a classic one. And just the pedigree of excellence, for the most part. Scream 6, they definitely are doing new things with this kind of a new trilogy or new era of the Scream franchise. And Jason Takes Manhattan, they were pretty much at an apex of kind of seeing, well, hey, where should we take Jason next?
That's
so
right.
they decided to take him to Vancouver,
There you go. I was about to say they took him up north. Very good. All right. So let's get ready to begin this. You guys know how we do it. And for those who are new to Battle World, check out the playlist. I believe this might be close to our 80th episode, which is absolutely banana pancakes. I mean, it's just crazy to have that many episodes, that many battles. But definitely, if you haven't seen all of them, check out the playlist. But we're going to be giving the point to the film that we believe deserves the point based upon our categories. And right before we start, just want to say, Mike, we got Mike in the house and Jeff also stepping up to the plate, gifting a membership. Thank you so much, Jeff. Seriously, man. We appreciate that. You know that. Much love to you. Whoever did get the gifted membership from Jeff, please show him some love. Show him some love. It's very kind of him to do that. What's up to Pierre? And we got Mega Giants and Ben. All right. Good to see you guys. Very cool. So let's start this thing off. You guys know how we do it. We always start off with the poster of the film. And by the way, you guys in the chat, let us know what you think. We won't get to everyone's comment. But if you do send in the super chat, we'll make sure to get to your comment or question. And you can put those dollars to points for your favorite film. Kill, when we talk about the poster, who gets the point and why?
I'm going to go with Scream 6. And my reasoning for that is, the Scream posters always have, people call them the floating heads or, whatever. Scream 6 is like, look, we could give two shits what y'all say. We're not only gonna have floating heads, we're gonna put every cast member on the poster. But for me, what I love the most is the Ghostface mask in the sky. And I like kind of the contour of how it shapes at the bottom with the knife. It's stylized. There's a lot going on. There is, I admit, but it's still stylized enough that I really like it. And then the backdrop with the white contrast at the bottom. Whereas, can you switch to Jason?
Yeah.
Jason, it's like a red sky. You got the hockey mask, and you got some little hands, and just the knife is just cutting across the set. Look, there's no lying here. You know, I don't know. It's just something about it that I think the Scream one is a little bit better, just slightly better.
Okay. Okay. All right, Eric, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Jason and his little hands. I understand what Kill says with the Scream poster. I do like the use of Ghostface, and I like the use of the knife at the bottom. But talking or floating heads or not, I think there's too much. Maybe if we took out like 3 or 4 characters, I think it would look better. I just think, honestly, with the red and the little bit of blue right there on the front of Jason's hockey mask, I think it looks cool. To me, honestly, him over the buildings of New York, it reminds me of like a Godzilla poster. You know what I mean? Like he'd be in the background. And I just really think it looks cool. The red at the top, and then you got the black of the water, and like the little bit of the lights on the skyscrapers. So I'm gonna go with Takes Manhattan.
Okay, all right. And real quick too in the chat, just to say, hey, we got Jack in the house, and we also have Julie in the house. What's up, Julie? Good to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that. We got May in the house. What is up, May? Good to see you. And we also have Rachel. All right. Never seen Jason Takes Vancouver, but someone has to be here to represent for Scream 6. It's so underloved. Ooh, okay.
Hey, Ghostface took Montreal in this one, okay? So it's not Jason's fault. I'm just throwing that out there in defense of my boy.
Right. And Julie, thank you for putting the playlist down in the chat for Battle World and Mayan too. Thank you guys so much. Again, if you guys haven't seen almost 80 episodes, we got tons of content that I think you can enjoy, whether it's on your phone, tablet, or on a big screen TV. What about that?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. This is episode 73.
Okay. Very cool. Man, time just, it flies. It really does. Okay. So for me, you know, I think both of these posters are good. And I think that the whole idea of having the killer in the center, obviously Scream 6 took a lot of inspiration from Manhattan. We know that in the film there are nods. You literally see Jason Takes Manhattan on the TV, which I thought that was cool, man, to, you know, to finally give some good love to Friday the 13th, as they have done for Elm Street, and obviously for Halloween, most notably. You gotta get the Trinity some love, and I appreciated that. But I'm going to go with Jason Takes Manhattan, and here's why. I think that, and Eric, you mentioned it, I think Scream 6, it does look cool, and I do, it's funny because I like seeing the characters that are going to be in the movie, but it is very busy, and it kind of takes away a little bit from Ghostface, even though he looks great in the background there, and of course in the middle. But I would have rather have seen, you know, maybe half the characters and have that Ghostface in the middle, where the point of the knife is, maybe make him larger, and maybe I would have went with that. Whereas, you know, Jason Takes Manhattan is a lot more simple. But look, you know all you need to know from this poster. So I'm gonna go with our boy in Vancouver. Okay, our next category, Kill. We're going to be talking about the tagline for the films. So the tagline for Scream 6 is New York, new rules. Okay. And for Jason Takes Manhattan, it's New York has a new problem. Okay. Which tagline gets the point and why?
I kind of don't like either. Like,
Yeah.
Like, do we have to pun it up and put New York in the tagline? Like, New York, new rules, and New York has a new problem.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with Scream, New York, new rules, because at least that kind of flows with the new and new, York and rules, and there are new rules in this one, I guess, I guess. New York has another problem, a new problem. New York has a lot of problems. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Scream, slightly to Scream.
Okay, all right, Eric, how about you?
I think they both kind of stink, to be honest. But I'm going to go with Takes Manhattan because I think it stinks less. New York has a new problem. Like Kill said, yeah, there's a lot of problems. Well, I guess here's another one. My problem with Scream, though, is New York, new problem. Well, we've had that running theme with all the Scream or new rules, excuse me. New York, new rules. We've had that kind of theme, like, okay, this one has new rules, this one has new rules, this one has new rules. So we've seen that tagline before. And I just don't like New York, new rules. So what about old York? That's what makes me think, like this is a new New York that we haven't seen before. So I don't know. It just, to me, it doesn't fit. I'm going to slightly go with Takes Manhattan.
Okay, you're going with Manhattan. Okay, and real quick too in the chat, just to say hey to Denisha. We got Denisha in the house. We got Doom. We got Kay. Welcome, guys. And if you haven't hit the like button, please do. We have 40 people in the chat, which is awesome. Glad to have you guys here. Gina has a channel member anniversary for the double 22 months. Thank you so much, Gina. We appreciate you. And she says, love these streams. Don't forget to send the like button some love, people. There you go. You know what's going on. Thank you so much for always trying to support the channel and reminding others and stuff like that. It really helps us out a lot. We appreciate it. Now, for me, the taglines, I agree. I think these taglines are pretty generic, but I think I'm going to go with Manhattan, and here's why. Because Screams is even more generic. And the thing about Manhattan was, at the time, you got to think about this. This movie came out in 88, I believe,
I think,
or 89. So at the time, this was a very novelty type of thing. I remember the teaser for this. They had Frank Sinatra singing, and they showed Central Park, and all of a sudden Jason's there, and it's like, oh shit, he's out of New Jersey, bro. And so that was all part of it. So I think they leaned into it and actually worked. Whereas with Scream 6, I think they could have come up with something a little bit better than New York new rules, and actually, Julie, I was thinking this too. Julie just said New York new problem would have been better. I think that would have been better. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with Manhattan. I just think that it works a bit better for its movie. So you guys in the chat continue to let us know what you think. Jeff saying he'd go with Friday the 13th, but both are bad. There you go. And T Parker in the house saying Scream 6 copied 4's new decade, new rules tagline. He's going with Friday 8. Okay. Very, very cool. K's going with Friday. Very cool. RJ's going with Friday. Paula's going with Scream. And Rick is going with Scream. Okay. We're kind of right down the line. I thought it might be like this. All right. Let's go to our next category. Let's talk about the story itself, Kill. When we think about the story for these two films, what are your thoughts, and who gets the point?
So this is an easy street for me, and I don't know, maybe I'm just going to be the Scream outlier in this podcast. The Friday, okay. The storyline in Friday is kind of out of all the Friday movies, I think this one is kind of one of the weirder ones. And my only reasoning for that is he's underground, underwater, he's chained, he gets waking up, he gets on a boat, kills people on a yacht, gets on another boat, goes to Vancouver. Huh?
I'm on a boat.
Yeah, I'm on a boat, man. He goes to Vancouver. He gets off on the docks, causes a little bit of mayhem, gets toxic wasted, and becomes a kid again.
Come on, bro. You go through the whole thing.
I'm just saying that. Come on. Now, Scream 6, whether you like the complexity that like the Scream movies have, or like the Saw movies, you know, some people think that, you know, they're convoluted, and well, who's the twin brother this time, and who's the evil twin, and who's the adopted mom, and you know, yeah. But there is complexity there. Someone was trying. Nobody fell into toxic waste and became a kid again. All right, you know.
No toxic adventure.
Yeah, and also in a way, this one, it really pays an homage to all of the Scream movies, or at least the villains, you know, and the different masks and so forth. I like the story to Scream 6, so I'm gonna go with that one.
All right, okay. Eric, how about you, man?
I'm gonna go Scream. Like I didn't realize how similar they were. Like, you know, because they're both traumatized by visions of something, whether it's Rennie being having visions of young Jason, or we have Sam and Ghost Billy, you know, however you want to call it. So that's similar, but there is more to the Scream story, and that's why all the stuff, you know, that I'm picking on, you know, it evens it out. I really dig the, well, I don't know if you say the who done it or like the mystery to it. I love how after the kills happened, we have the clues. Okay, the mask from this previous mask to this previous mask. So you have a little bit of that buildup. I like when, like Kill said, it does have homages to the past movies. You know what I mean? So they're throwing in some pretty good ideas when they get to the movie theater and they see everything. That's a really good idea. Whether it pans out or not is a different story, but that's a really good idea for the story. Jason, you know, again, little Jason visions, you take that out. What is different than, honestly, what is different than the previous that we've had before? There is no originality. And it shows. It's two kids get killed in the beginning. Jason tracks down and kills more kids. He's defeated at the end. Very simple, and I can appreciate what Scream tried to do. So I'm going Scream.
All right. For me, this might be one of the this is definitely the easiest so far as categories. There is no doubt this has to go to Scream 6. I mean, I almost want to see if anyone in the chat is going to vote for Vancouver, because here's the thing, and you're talking to one of the biggest Friday 13th fans ever. But here's the thing, Scream 6, you know, no matter what you might think of it overall, it did try to, like you guys said, it tried to do a lot of different things. You know, it played as a sequel, but it also felt a little bit like its own little thing. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with this whole situation between Sam and Tara, which is a very real type of issue, you know, being overprotective of a sibling. I know how that can be, you know, and kind of going over the line where you overstep those boundaries. You got to let people make their mistakes and live their life and stuff like that. So that was really well done. Not to mention the whole idea of the survivor angle that the core four had and so forth. And then you throw Ghostface in there with the whole idea of the tribute to the whole franchise and the past. And I think that they really had a lot of layers they were dealing with. They didn't always hit on every layer, but I think that it was a lot of stuff that they had in this, and it was admirable. And I think they, in general, pulled it off. So I'm definitely going to go with Scream 6 on this. It's not even close. Not even close. Okay. Let's see. Let me catch up with the chat. I can see how this is gonna go. Rachel saying yes, Kill. Very well put. Mr. Rick is saying that Scream had a better story. Super Tenor going with Scream 6. Jotto going with Scream 6. Said it wins, even though I'm a big Friday 13th fan. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Gina saying my older brother, bless him, was so gutted when he rented Manhattan. Poor fella. Don't know if he saw Scream 6. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of us after we saw Manhattan. It was kind of like, crap. Yep. There it is. We fell off the cliff here. Not with everything, though. Let's see. We got Mike saying another easy victory for Jason for the story. Wow. All right. Okay. Russell going with Scream 6, and Spoof also going with Scream 6. Okay, next category. Kill. Let's talk about the opening of the film, which usually is a couple minutes. It could sometimes be even up to 15 minutes. The opening for these two films, what did you think of them and who gets the point?
You know, this one's kind of unfair, and my reasoning for that is the Scream franchise is like the James Bond of horror movies, where you know they do the bait and switch. They do very interesting things. They hire certain actors. Hey, we're gonna put you in this movie for 5 seconds. Are you cool? Are you cool? Drew Barrymore, are you cool just being in it like real quick? You know, we'll bait and switch it, you know, like wow.
Right.
And whereas, you know, the Friday the 13th, you know, and you kind of just said it, Eric, Jason starts off, you know, he kills 2 kids on a yacht, you know, it's typical Jason, you know, kind of starts off, you know. I got to go with Scream on this because this one is an easy street for me because it's kind of unfair. This one question, anything going against Scream movies, because Scream movies for the most part always have a very interesting open, and this one, in my opinion, is one of their better ones that I've seen in a while because it really plays on expectation and things that happen, and then like, oh my goodness, he takes off the mask, like, wait, what? Like that definitely was a true curveball, and then you kind of see what goes from there, and no spoilers. So yeah, I gotta go Scream on this one.
Okay, all right, we're going with Scream 6 for you. Eric, how about you?
Oh, it's easily Scream. Kill pretty much said it all, but we have a better opening kill than, and we have better opening kills. We'll say that. You know, this movie's been around long enough, and if it's a Scream movie, you know, we're gonna have spoilers. So chat, just be prepared. So we have better opening kills. We have, again, that reveal after Samara Weaving's taken out. We have the reveal of who did that, and that's not the killer. Jason, literally, we have a ghost story being told by one of 2 kids that, you know, they're making out. Jason shows up and kills them. That's it. Then it's, you know, graduation day with the rest of the cast members. There's not much to it. There's a lot to Scream, and it kind of pumps me up. I love when we find out who the real killer is, taking out the guy from the beginning. He says something like, "Who gives a fuck about the movies?"
Yeah.
To me, all bets are off there.
Yeah.
Part of the movie. So this is probably one of my favorite openings in that franchise is 6.
Okay. All right. For me, you know, I will say this. I think both had good openings. You know what I mean? So there's no embarrassment here. But I think this has to go to Scream 6. And here's part of the reason. Number one, Friday's beginning, and I love the ambiance, you know, when they're showing New York and they got the intro, the music's really cool. I love the opening music and everything, the vibe. And of course, we head out to New Jersey, and that's fine. Jason's doing what he usually does, and that's fine too. But I mean, you know, it was one kill. It was also muted, the MPAA totally, you know, we'll get to that at some point, but it's totally muted. Whereas with Scream 6, listen, you got a 6th film, so it's tough to do these openings, and especially with Scream, that's a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? Like with other franchises, and especially the legacy franchises, you can kind of do what you want to do for an opening. With Scream, it's always been, you know, it's the setup, and they were able to twist it on its head in a way that was really, I thought, really smart and crafty. The opening reveal, I remember in the theater, Coriander and I heard people say, "What?" You know, that opening reveal, which was something that was on my wish list. I was like, let's get, you know, an early reveal. I didn't think we'd get it in the opening, but that was great. And then, of course, the twist with a ghost face getting killed by a ghost face. Look, man, we won the lottery in a lot of ways with what this film attempted to do and was successful at. So for me, this easily has to go to Scream 6. Okay. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. David's in the house. What's up? Mike says, boo, Scream 6, boo. There you go. Willis in the house. Paul is going with Scream 6. Let's see who else. I'm just catching up. We got Eric's link in the chat. As always, if you haven't subscribed to Eric's channel, make sure you guys do that ASAP. We've got the link here. We've got the link in the description. We got the link all throughout the channel. Seriously, Eric's part of the family, and make sure you guys check him out. And by the way, Eric, let me just say, and I know we talked about it in the comments, but man, hearing you hearing you talk about Beastmaster, it's just so awesome, man. It's like, old school stuff, man. I love it.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
love it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Okay. We're at 30 likes. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for reminding people. And if you haven't hit the like button, please do. We got 45 folks in the chat. And Julie, if you could keep track of that, but please hit the like button. It helps us out. Kill, our next category is the music. The music. What do you think? Which film gets the point?
A lot of the music in both of these movies for me were a little forgettable. I will kind of give a little credit to Scream that they even harken back to at least 2 musical songs from the first movie that they kind of just threw in there, and I was like, hey, haven't heard that in a while. That's kind of cool. Friday the 13th, the opening song is pretty catchy. I'm gonna slightly have to go Friday the 13th on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Eric, how about you, man?
I honestly can't remember any scores from either of the films, so I'm just gonna go with the 2 songs that I remember. You got Darkest Side of the Night from Manhattan, and then you got Red Right Hand from Scream. Yeah, it's hard for me. It's hard to beat Nick Cave and Red Right Hand. Even if we're not even if we take the movies out, I'm gonna go with Scream because that's just a badass song. I like how catchy Darkest Side of the Night is. It fits for the time period, but Red Right Hand kicked ass back in Scream 1. It kicks ass in Scream 6. So.
All right. For me, obviously, Red Right Hand is absolutely legendary. We know that. But I'm going to go with Manhattan on this because I think, and it's not even just Darkest Side of the Night, which is fantastic. Like, I literally still have that playing every once in a while when I want to get nostalgic for the 80s. But of course, you still have, the Friday 13th score, which I think, it's still, call it what it is, man. It's still some atmosphere that it gives. But this was a close one, but I'm going to barely give this one to Friday the 13th. Okay. All right. Real quick in the chat, T Parker's going with Scream, Paula going with Scream, RJ is also going with Scream, but Mike says no, Dark Side of the Night, no competition. There you go. Pierre's going with Friday the 13th. Danielle is going with Scream, and Jason says tough one. I love the music in both movies. Absolutely. I think both movies have some good music, no doubt at all. Okay, next category, guys. Scarier threat. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Okay, this is where we put ourselves in the shoes of the characters in the film. Okay, so obviously with Scream 6, we're in New York and Ghostface is doing his stuff. Friday 13th, we're on a boat and then we go to Vancouver. Kill, what's the scarier threat? Which film has the scarier threat?
Okay, so I'm trying to look at this from a few different angles. In Scream, it's multiple killers, but we don't know that. So okay. Right. Once we get to New York, both parties could just get in a car and leave. But we got to get to New York first. On Friday, you're stuck on a boat. And if you can't swim, you're not jumping off of that boat. It's going to Vancouver. On that based alone, and the fact that Jason essentially is a zombie, I'm going to go with Friday the 13th. That's a scarier threat.
Okay. All right. Eric, how about you?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Jason Takes Manhattan because even with multiple killers in Scream, they can be taken down. We see that at the end. They are just normal humans. The problem is what makes Takes Manhattan, if you're in that situation, first off, you are on the boat. You can't go anywhere. Eventually, the boat's going to sink. So if you can't swim, you're screwed. You got to add that into it. Then you got to luckily make it to New York. Then you got to deal with the gangbangers and the assholes that without even dealing with Jason, you know what I mean? Because there's some trouble there too. And then you have Jason, who is pretty much unstoppable unless you're just freaking lucky that New York just happens to fill the sewers with toxic waste every day at midnight. So, I'm gonna go with Friday the 13th.
Okay, all right. So for me, I'm echoing what you guys said. To me, this is not even a question. It's got to be Friday the 13th because number one, you do start off on a boat, and as we saw in the film, people were getting aced out, or I should say, sliced and diced right and left, even though the MPAA didn't want to show it all. And Jason's a zombie. Like I can fight Ghostface, okay, and I'm probably gonna win, okay, against Jason. That's not gonna happen the way he's depicted in this film. Okay. So I'm I'm easily gonna go with Friday the 13th on this one. Okay. Danielle says the scarier threat. She's going with Scream 6. The alley fall keeps coming to my mind. The alley fall was awesome. It was. Willis saying Jason because he's transporting. He was, man. Like we'll get to it when we get to that category. But yeah. Jeff saying Jason's more intimidating and scary. And how do you stop someone from teleporting? There you go. You guys are all right. RJ is going with Scream. Okay. Let's see. Mike is going with part 8. Okay. Julie saying in Scream, I don't think Ghostface messed with anyone who wasn't connected to the group. Didn't stand up to him, the guy in the convenience store. Okay. Yeah. Well said. Oliver's in the house. What's going on? Saying unstoppable Jason. There you go. Pretty much. That's right. Okay. Next category. Kill. We're going to be talking about the villain design. The villain design. Who do you think gets the point and why?
This version of Jason, I call him the soggy boy. It's not my favorite. I've said before, I love what was that, 7?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And to go from 7 where the money was well spent, whether he had the hockey mask on or not, you saw the zombie face, you saw the spine, the chain around the neck. I mean, Kane, it was just perfect. To go to now where soggy boy, it's just kind of like, all right, it's like watching Scooby-Doo mystery, and it's like, oh, it's the swamp monster, like, all right. Now with Ghostface, there really isn't much to Ghostface. You got the black kind of what do you call that, a cloak, or just the whole black hood, shroud. Mm-hmm. You go shroud, gloves, boots, knife, Ghostface mask. But it's classic and it works and it's scary as fuck when you turn around and you see that, and and Ghostface is just waving a shiny, fresh knives. Ghostface always has the freshest, newest knives. All right, they are fresh. He's
all into the cutlery.
Club. Yeah, So I'm gonna go with Scream because I just love the look of Ghostface, even though it's pretty basic, but.
Okay. All right. Eric, how about you?
I like them both. I've always loved Ghostface's look. That the mask is awesome. The black shroud and the hood, and the way it hangs off like the elbows and stuff, like always looks cool. But I'm gonna go with the Swamp Thing in this one because I love the wet look. It's just it feels disgusting. It looks disgusting and gross. And I've honestly, it took me a while to get to it. I've started to really grow to love the yellow hockey mask because it's different. It sticks out a lot more. It
does.
And I'll tell you what, Kane makes it work when he's standing and breathing. When he gets out of the subway station and it focuses on him, all wet and gross, but that yellow mask, he looks awesome. So I'm gonna go with Swamp Thing.
Okay, I gotta admit this is tough for me. And although And Kill, you said some things I really agree with. Ghostface, his look is very, it's Ghostface, and obviously with Jason, we've seen a bunch of different variations. And even though this isn't my favorite Jason variation, I also, like Eric, have really grown to dig it. And I'm gonna say something. And look, we're all doing this by personal points, but Manhattan's Jason has some really cool shots in the film. And when I'm getting things situated for like a stream tonight, or anytime I've done videos on part 8, I can get some really good shots of Jason, and it stands out because of that yellow mask. So I've actually grown to really dig it. And I agree, Kane makes it work, man. He really, really does. So this is really tough, man. This is like almost it's crazy to say it's almost down the line. If you asked me this, like, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, I would have said there's no way I'm voting for Jason on this one. I think I'm going to edge it out to Ghostface. And the reason is I think that, the whole idea of them taking a cue from Halloween, I thought that was cool. The age, the mask, it looks cool. In the film, I think Ghostface looks as good as he's ever looked in this film, as far as how the camera, shot him and the different angles. He looks great in this film. And again, I'm thinking about it a little bit as a content creator too, because, when I'm getting images or clips or whatever, there are some movies where it's so hard to do that. And for both of these films, it's pretty easy. But Scream 6, man, there's tons of great Ghostface images, and he looks great. So I'm going to go with Scream 6. Okay. All right. Let's catch up to the chat. RJ saying Scream 6 for the design. I have the Scream 6 mask from last Halloween night. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Mike saying I like the milked Jason in part 8. Rachel is going with Ghostface. Pierre saying Scream Jason was way too wet. And I agree, man. Although he did just come out of the lake. He was down in the lake forever. So, but I agree, it was a little. If they should have dried him out a little bit. I even said that in my "Why You Hate Friday 13th Part 8." I said, dude, he's walking around. Can the air dry him off a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Eric, why are you shaking your head? You know it's true.
Just have him walking down the streets in New York, and someone just throws him a towel, right? Something simple like that. He passes by a 24-hour gym, and someone throws him a towel after they're done. Yeah.
They should have gotten in touch with Michael from Halloween 6 when he handed that guy the towel in the bathroom. Like, what is going on here? Michael is helping people in the bathroom. Look, real quick, we got our brother Strange Monkey in the house saying, imagine if Ghostface bumped into Jason, he would turn right around. That's exactly right. There's no doubt about that. Let's see who else we have in here. We got Jason in the house. Jason Rushman, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, our next cat. And by the way, guys, we're keeping points. If you want to put points to either film, if you have a favorite, this is the time to do it. If you send in the super chat, we'll make sure we can put those points to the film that you want. Okay, Kill. Our next category that we're going to go into is New York's finest. New York's finest. Here's the question. Out of both of these films in New York, what was your favorite moment? And it could be a scene. It can be, obviously it's got to be a scene. But what's your favorite moment that took place in New York?
This is the easy street. It's Friday the 13th. Jason kicks the shit out of that radio. Jason is walking. He's a typical New Yorker. He's not giving two shits. The radio's in the way. He doesn't like the music. He kicks it. He punts that radio, and then they're like, "Hey, what the fuck?" He turns around, lifts the mask up, and they run.
There you go.
He puts it back down, turns around, and keeps walking. He's a man on a mission, and just seeing Jason punt the radio.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that, but I'm here for it. I respect it.
Yeah. All right.
New York, son.
New York. Give me a bagel too. All right, Eric, what's what's your favorite New York moment?
First, I want to give props to that would have been mine, Kill, but I thought of a different one. That's
Mhm.
one thing about Kane's Jason. He has a
Yeah.
personality. When he could have killed those kids right there, but when he
Hmm.
just lifted up the mask, he's like, guys, not now. I'm busy. Okay. You could have put in that audio. It was right then they knew they fucked up. That we've all heard. You know what I mean? But
Right?
I'm gonna go with Jason as well. And I love the diner scene. I love the scene where he kicks through the diner and
Yeah.
everyone's scared. And then your boy from Freddy
Yeah.
versus Jason, Ken
That's right.
Kersinger as the cook, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Kane just grabs him and then just you see him
Y-
flying through the air into the
Yeah.
mirror. And
Yes.
it's a fun. Well, it's a good mixture of the slasher element and a little bit of fun. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There is some comedy that doesn't work. There is some comedy that does work and takes Manhattan. I think this is one of those moments, like the boombox scene, where it does work,
Yeah.
and I really like it. It's just one of those. Oh, I also like when they happen. Help! Someone's trying to kill us. Welcome to New York. You know what I mean? That type of stuff because. 80s New York was a lot different than when it was cleaned up. You know what I mean? There was a
Yes.
fuzziness and a danger, so it fit with the time. So I'm going with that.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, look, it would have been cool, and I said this in my "Why You Hate" video. It would have been so freaking cool if when he threw Ken, if that had happened after Freddy versus Jason. You know what I'm saying? Get a little revenge. Of course, Kane and Ken are friends, so there's
Yeah.
no problems. But you know how I feel about friggin' Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, the other night,
We're
wow.
not that wound is still too sore. Let's not talk about
Wow.
that.
If you guys, and we had almost 50 people in here. If you
It was
guys
fun.
missed the Elm Street ranking, you have got to check out that
Yeah.
live stream. There was surprises galore. Okay, so for me, for New York's Finest Kill, that is a great scene. I love that scene. But the scene that I'm gonna pick, actually, there were two that I was gonna go back and forth with. But I just gotta when Jason, as Kane, Kane is Jason, is right there in Times Square, and the camera, and of course we know this because we know the behind the scenes. They had this huge crane that they set up, and they had people on both sides of the street, and Kane is literally right there in Times Square. How it kind of pans around to Kane, and again Kane, and not to keep not to keep shitting on Ken Kersinger, but Kane's physicality was so amazing. Like,
Hmm.
that's how he talks, right? And so when the camera zooms in on him, he's in Times Square, and he does that breathing, and he kind of, does the looking around. It's like, that's all you need to know. That's
Hmm.
our boy. He went to school, and
Can
I love it. And
can I?
Kane,
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No. You finish.
No, I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say, and Kane said that is still probably his favorite moment ever as Jason, because the people, the fans on both sides of the street, and they were all in awe because he was dressed
Hmm.
up as Jason, and they were filming, and that was where they spent a lot of their small budget, is that scene right in authentic New York. So, what were we gonna say, Kill?
I just want to give an honorable mention to when Jason first gets on land and he sees
Yes.
the billboard for
Yep.
ice hockey and the
Yes.
goalie
Yeah.
mask, and he's probably
Yes.
looking like, is that me?
Yeah.
I thought that was cute and funny.
Hmm.
You
Yes.
know?
That was actually my other one that was in my mind, because it was so great. He sees the hockey player on this huge ass billboard,
Hmm.
and then just the way that Kane turns around to the camera, and it was like, yes, we're making a movie, guys. We're having fun with it as well.
He
You know
does
what I'm
his little
saying?
Michael head tilt when he's looking at it,
Yes.
trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I thought that was so cool. Okay, so real quick, let's just jump to the chat and catch up with these guys. These guys are working hard, and again, we're going to try to get to as many people as we can. Mike going with Times Square, Jason, the whole thing, but kicking the radio and showing his face is pure gold. Scott agreeing with Kill, that is the scene. There you go. Julie's going with the convenience store, the bodega scene in
That's a
Scream
good
6,
one.
which was an amazing scene. You know what was so good about that scene was that the setup for it, Sam and Tara on the street, they get the call from Ghostface. They see that one guy walking up. Of course, it's the fake out. And then just how Ghostface, attacks and chases them and into the bodega. And that was such a great scene. It
Hmm.
really, really was. Um, Willis is going with the boxer getting his head knocked out. There you go. Yep. Oliver saying the one punch, head knocked off. There you go. All right. And we got Rachel coming in. Here we go. We got our super chat from Rachel, $10 super chat. Thanks so much, Rachel. Saying 10 points to to Scream 6. It needs all the love it can get. Jason taking out the boombox is pretty funny. I have seen that scene. All right, man. We got 10 points right to Scream, starting off quick. Rachel, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that. Seriously. Oh my gosh. And we got Russell as well coming in with a $10 super chat saying they both have great villain designs, but got to go with Scream 6. And Jason teleported to Canada, not New York. He looks like the Toxic Avenger. It's not Jason's fault. 10 points to Scream 6. Okay, we got another 10 points to Scream.
Everybody ragging on Jason in Canada. At least he made it to New York. Ghostface was in Canada the whole movie.
That is true. Well, and we might get to that. That's an very true. But we got Jeff coming in, and Jeff says no. Wow. Let's get wet. 20 point super chat. $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Jeff, man. Wow. Thank you so much. Saying these points are from my special boy, Jason. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. We got a battle going on. Thank you so much, Jeff. We're going to put that to Manhattan. We appreciate it so much. And let's do a clip for you guys. We appreciate the support. It really does help the channel and keeps the lights on and so forth. And, Kill, sometimes you just get upset about stuff. And there's a couple people that sometimes can help you through those moments. So we got to pay attention to what they say. And it may sound like this.
Fuck this cowboy shit! Oh. We're fine! Fucking hold up, well then there, motherfuckers!
Yes! Finally, some Billy Zane love.
Billy Zane, baby. Hey, look,
Midnight.
I was waiting to play that. Oh my god. Oh, sweet goodness. I want to play that again. That was great. Seriously, guys, Jeff, Russell, Rachel, thank you so much for the super chats. We appreciate that. It helps us out so much. Okay. Let's go to our next category. You knew we were going to get here sooner or later, Killian. We are going to talk about the kills in these films. Now, which movie? Let us know what you think, and then tell us what movie is going to get the point when we talk about the kills in these two movies.
Well, it's once again, I know I sound like a broken record. It's kind of unfair because a lot of the kills in Friday were nerfed,
That's true. And a lot of the kills in Scream 6 didn't come to pass.
a lot of stabbing, like everybody gets stabbed in the gut.
Hey,
they're all living.
Hey, if you want to learn how to survive a stab, this is the movie for you. I said in my Why You Hate, I'm sorry, man, I just got to rant for a second. I said in my Why You Hate Scream 6, I said, you know who's the most pissed off about Scream 6? Was all the people that got stabbed in the other movies that died. And they were like, this was the movie I should have been in so I could survive.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
But I mean, it is a lot of stabbing, a lot of slashes on shoulders, and a lot of I'm going in your gut and I'm stabbing you, and somehow you're gonna live if we like you enough, if your character is important enough.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Friday the 13th because even though the kills were, a lot of them were nerfed, you still had, ones like the iconic, fatality knocking the head off, and it landing in a trash can or, whatever, a barrel of toxic waste or wherever it landed, and at least there was a little bit more variety instead of just stabby.
Yeah. All right. Eric, how about you?
Oh, it's definitely takes Manhattan on the creativity. All the jokes aside from this person getting stabbed and not dying, this person getting stabbed and running up to hug the group at the end. like they're like they never
and
got
then
touched.
walking off, bro.
Yeah.
You should be in the ambulance, not
Yeah.
walking with your sister.
Exactly. There were some cool deaths in Scream. Some, one character gets stabbed right through the eye socket.
Yes.
The girl falling off the ladder. Those are good. But
Mhm.
those two don't compare to the amalgamation that we get in Takes Manhattan. We get our stabbings. We get people getting drowned in barrels of toxic waste. Needles, hypodermic needles shoved through their body. We have, again, the fatality of Julius. There's so much more and so much creativity, and they're all different. It's definitely Takes Manhattan.
Okay. All right. I love how you explained it, man, because it really echoes, or I should say, I echo so much of what you're saying about it, because I think if this was about if this was about the intensity of the kills, like if that was the only parameter, I mean, Scream 6 has some great kills, but the fact that so many people survived, that's what lessens it for me. I mean, listen, I know always this. We've got more survivors in Scream 6 than we've ever had in a Scream film. It's like I said, I think that lessens it a little bit. It's still fantastic, especially for the victims that were killed. But I gotta go with Friday 13th on this, man. Because there were different things going on, and it was some cool stuff. I mean, the boxing scene, the toxic waste. I mean, those were just great stuff, man. Even the opening kill, it's great stuff. Now, granted, the MPAA really, the MPAA hated Friday the 13th. Okay, let's just put it out there. Halloween and Elm Street, they got lucky, bro, because like the MPAA didn't have them on a poster on their wall. They went after Friday the 13th in the 80s, bro. But it is what it is. Again, I'm gonna have to go with Friday the 13th for the kills. Okay, let's catch up to the chat. These guys are working hard. We've got Rachel, Rachel coming again, saying Scream 6 supremacy. She said, "Come at me, Jeff." There you go. Wow, the hammer's been thrown down. All right. So Rachel,
She just kicked Jeff's boombox, I think.
So Rachel, we're gonna put another 5 points to Scream 6. Very, very cool. Scott's getting a kick out of it. It's like, we got a war, man. Okay. Okay. Mayann's like, kill space every time Knight says, "Well, kill, sometimes." Hey, look, man.
You never know.
That's right. We got to have some fun. If nothing else, I think we can agree. We have some really fun little unique things on this channel. And well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And look, we got Jeff coming in. He's ready for the war. $10 super chat saying, "Mommy has a little war for you, Jason." There you go. We got 10 points to Vancouver. Holding strong. Jeff is ready for the fight. But seriously, thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate that, and Rachel, seriously, for making this happen. It makes a big difference for us. And hey, guys, we got Paula. Paula's coming in with a super chat. Wow, Paula, thank you. Seriously, $2 super chat saying, for Scream 6, she said, "I had to." That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we've got 2 more points going to Scream 6. Paula, thank you so much for that. We appreciate the support. It helps us, seriously. And then wow. And then Jeff is like, Jeff is like, "Hold my beer." Jason, another super chat, 20 points going to Vancouver. You know what's going on. Mayanne likes it. She's saying yes. Wow. Mayanne's got the emojis in the chat. There you go. Thank you so much, Jeff. Seriously, this is absolutely amazing. We appreciate it. Super Tenor as well, saying Star Wars 2. No one dies from stabbing now. Okay. What? What's going on? Super Tenor. Why?
Qui-Gon did.
Yes. I know the people that shouldn't die, they died, right?
Yeah.
What's going on? Super Tenor, let us know if you want to put that to one of the films of your choice. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I don't incorrectly put your 2 points to one of these films, whether it is Scream 6 or if it's Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan. And Eric, if you can keep a look in the chat, maybe in case you see him, because I am so way behind. This is absolutely crazy, but we appreciate the support, guys. It really does make a lot of difference for us. And thank you so much. Okay, and I think I'm almost caught up in the chat. Let's see. We got people laughing there.
There is another super chat though.
Okay, so I'll get to that. I'm just scrolling through here. StreamYard makes it a little challenging. We got Willis coming in with a $2 super chat as well, saying Scream 6 had that stupid Scream Batcave track.
I liked the Batcave. I did.
I did too. So Willis, let us know. I'm assuming you mean you're going to put the 2 points to Friday the 13th. Let me know so that I can put it down correctly. And Eric, if you can keep a lookout for that.
And Super Tenor said for Friday.
Okay, so that 2 points will go to Friday. And Willis, let us know if you want that 2 points to go to Friday or if it's going to Scream and you're just having fun. Okay. Jeff is coming in again. Wow. Saying this is for Rachel. Scream 6. Okay, so now he's putting points to Scream.
Hey.
Wow. All right. Jeff, let me know if I've got that correct. So we're going to put the 5 points to Scream.
And Willis said for Friday.
Okay, so we've got those 2 points to Friday. Okay, let's do a couple of quick clips real quick. You guys, seriously, I just want to say we really do appreciate the support. Number one, it does make it fun for us, and we always want these streams to be fun and entertaining for you guys watching or for people watching the replay, but it really helps the channel and allows us to keep doing what we do. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Okay, let's do a clip. And Kill, sometimes even the best of all actors have their moments and you're like, what is going on? And it might look like this.
You will never get this. You will never get this. La 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 la.
There you go. Jeez. Or, sometimes if you get too overzealous and you don't expect certain things, it might look like this is going on.
Attends, c'est la 2. Oui, attendez, parce que je vais... Attendez, est-ce qu'il y a mon aide-soignant qui est pas... Est-ce que vous pouvez m'aider? Ouais, voilà. Parce que c'est de... Je vais essayer. Ouais. Ah non, visiblement, ça ne marche pas. Attendez.
There you go. Gil, what are you doing, man? Oh, Lord. What are you doing, man?
Every time.
Oh, thank you guys for the super chat. Seriously, man. We appreciate it. Daniel said, Night called it back up because Jason cried for help. Oh, there you go. And Jeff saying, and it's so true, this is all for fun. Absolutely. Yeah. No doubt. This is very fun, and we appreciate all the support. Russell saying, this is an interesting battle. Love these battle worlds. Thank you, Russell. And, again, this is why we continue to do it. If you guys enjoy it, if you guys are having fun and being a part of this, we'll continue to do it. And that's always been the way I look at the content on the channel. If people enjoy it, we're going to do it. If they don't, then we're not going to do it. So thank you so much for that encouragement, Russell. We appreciate that. We got DJ in the house too, man. Good to see you, DJ. Okay, so our next category, Kill. When we talk about characters, we talk about Uncle Charles from Friday 8. Sometimes, you got to push in people to make them learn how to swim. And we've got Detective Bailey. Which character was more annoying? You have Uncle Charles, or if you have Detective Bailey. If you mess with my family, you die. Trying out for Batman. What? Who was? Who was more annoying?
This is an easy street. Uncle Charles. Uncle Charles was annoying. He was a cock blocker. He was a hater. He was kind of was a creeper also.
Hey.
You know, like he was just like all and also he was a coward. Detective Bailey, I mean, as far as we knew, he was a straight up, decent detective and a loving father that lost his daughter. And hey, if you come between me and my daughter, you're gonna lose. So I didn't really have a problem with Detective Bailey. And then of course we see another side of him later. So yeah, I gotta go with Uncle Charles. Uncle Charles was a bitch.
Okay. Hey, look, real quick too in the chat. Julie says, "Oh no," she knows exactly where I'm going with this. And even Rachel says, "Oh, I love cheesy over the top Bailey." Yeah, well, some people do, man. Some people do. Eric, how about you, man?
Okay. The first time I saw this, I knew right away Detective Bailey was involved. You can just tell by who they cast. Like Samara, you knew when they hired Samara Weaving, she's going to die because she's got that scream. They're not going to waste that.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mr. Mulroney, but he's the bad guy. But here's the thing: he's not really annoying, air quotes, until the end when he's given his monologue. He can handle that. Uncle Charles is a piece of shit from beginning to end.
Yes.
So it's the fact that you have give or take 90 minutes Uncle Charles, and then maybe 10 minutes of bad Detective Bailey. It's no contest. Uncle Charles got what he deserved. Detective Bailey, not a good cop. I hate that. Not a good person. But again, Mrs. Voorhees did it for Revenge of a Child. So did Detective Bailey.
Yeah,
this is true.
So Uncle Charles is worse.
So did Mrs. Loomis. There you go.
Mrs. Loomis.
Right. So for me, this is actually a little challenging, and I'm going to tell you why. Uncle Charles. I mean, first of all, both of these actors, great actors in their own right. Character actors, and they did what they were asked to do. So that's perfectly fine. We get that. Uncle Charles was supposed to be that foil. You know what I'm saying? And I get why they did that, because on the boat, you have to have. When you have adults on the boat, you have to find a way for them to still kind of screw stuff up. And that's what his purpose was. And, he was a coward and all that type of stuff too. Dermot Mulroney, he was fine in the role. But like you said, Eric, right from the get-go, I remember, I had talked about this so much. We had streams on it, Steven and all of us. I mean, it was like, bro, we just knew, like, the way, even in the beginning, when they were when he was with Kirby, shout out to Hayden, when he was with Kirby and they were talking about the mask and they're counting down, and he's, what happens when they get to 1? It's like, okay, bro, let's come on, Christian Bale, let's stop. And then at the end, man, he was just so, look, it's hard to be like loony and believable like Laurie Metcalf. Not many people can do it, and not people can do it better for sure. And this is an example of not doing it as well. He was just so freaking over the top. It was ridiculous. But that said, throughout the whole movie, I think he just had that one portion. So I'm actually going to give this point of more annoying to Uncle Charles. But shout out to Uncle Charles, man. He made it interesting. All right, real quick, in the chat, let's catch up with these folks. Jason said Charles got dunked in the toxic waste and he deserved it. That's right. Let's see. Daniel saying, I like Detective Bailey except for that running with a gun instead of shooting it. Right. T Parker saying Bailey is the worst ghost face. Uncle Charles by far. There you go. Okay. Pierre saying Uncle Charles, I was happy to see him die. There you go. All right. Let's get ready to go to our next category. Our next category as we start to head to the final stretch here. The worst sin in either film. Okay. Like, what's the thing that just pisses you off or you think is the worst mistake that they made?
Adding things in that make no goddamn sense. I think you know what I'm gonna say. Toxic waste turns a zombie Jason into a little boy. I didn't know that that's what Toxic Waste did. I mean, did Toxic Avenger, did he become a little boy? I mean, the Ninja Turtles, I don't know if that was Toxic Waste, whatever, the sludge or whatever, but I didn't know it had these healing properties to turn a zombie creature into, a real life boy. Or is this Pinocchio? I'm a real boy, Daddy. What are we doing here? Worse than that.
Okay. All
That's
right.
an easy street.
Is it though?
For me, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, Eric. How about you?
It's tough. There's a lot wrong with both of these. I think Ghost Force Billy kind of evens out, young Jason, in my opinion, because that's pretty fucking stupid too. We got 2 movies of that. But all jokes aside, my worst sin is in a slasher movie when people get slashed and they don't fucking die. Chad, I counted. Chad was stabbed between 8 to 10 times. He looks rough, but he lived. And then his sister gets stabbed in the gut, and she's running up at the end like nothing happened. I'm sorry, you get stabbed in the gut, you're not gonna run. You know what I mean? And then all she cares about is that she missed the monologue. She missed the killer's monologue. Oh, you guys are okay? Oh, that's good too. Where's my brother? Oh, I missed the monologue. That's what I hate. I mean, it's a joke, but all these stabbings and everyone survives. And she even makes a point that all bets are off the table. The core 4, we can all die. No one dies. I get it's supposed to change your expectations, but no, someone should have. And that's a big thing for me.
All right. In the chat real quick before I give my answer, T. Parker saying, disrespecting Gail Weathers is something I can never forgive. Scream 6 for, sending out the love to Courtney Cox. There you go. And I do agree with that. That was a sin. Pierre's going with the Toxic Avenger situation. Let's see. Danielle saying the worst sin is going to New York for Friday and not killing the Chad in Scream. Okay. Jeff said Toxic Waste and he got plastic surgery and hair.
There you
go. What's up, Jack? Jack's here too. All right, so look, you guys talked about the 2 things that to me is at the top of the list, and if this was a couple of years ago, I would have easily said it was the Toxic Waste situation, because when I saw that as a kid, I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing? I'm telling you, that messed me up as a kid when I saw that. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. I was like, how does Toxic Waste do that? But to me, I think what's even worse, because the thing about Manhattan, I'm going to tell you why. The thing about Manhattan is they wanted to have this pseudo supernatural element going on in the film, like that scene where she's having the hallucinations and Jason comes out of the mirror and all that type of stuff. The director purposefully was trying to have that type of vibe. So, okay, I get it. With Scream 6, having all these survivors, especially Chad, the Terminator himself, the new Terminator.
Don't Sully the Terminator. Compared him to the Chad.
Well, I mean, you can't kill him. Listen, between
Chud
5
than a Chad.
That's true, and I enjoyed the character in this film. By the way, I was saying this to Coriander when we were watching it. I think Scream 6, it was so much fun with these characters, especially the core 4. I think they have a really good chemistry. There was fun moments. So it's not really, I have no issue with the character per se, but he should have died with all of those stabs. And even Radio Silence said that they jumped the shark on that. And originally they were going to stab him a few more times. It's like, guys, come on. He can't be a human pincushion. So worst sin, I'm going to give this to Scream 6. You just can't have, we've had the most Ghostface killers of all time, and we've got the most survivors of all time. You just can't do that. You just can't. Okay. In the chat, Rachel saying, to be fair, Mindy is very high on pain meds at the end.
No.
What? Oh, come on, Rachel.
No.
Hey, look, Danielle's Eric's like, no. Danielle is saying, wait, I changed my answer. The worst sin is not recasting Melissa. Ooh, not a fan of Melissa. I thought she was really
But
good
she
in
was
this
all right.
film.
She was fine.
I thought she was better in this film than in 5. I mean, of course, the character is different, but I will say this, and you guys let me know what you think in the chat as well. But Kill and Eric, I'm telling you, man, I think they positioned Samantha Carpenter as one of the smartest final girls in a horror film. Like she was trying to make the type of choices I would have made. You know, shit's going down, let's leave. You know what I mean? Stuff is happening. Where are the knives? She was checking the knives. She was locking 3 or 4 different locks on the door. I mean, she was making or trying to make the best choices of all time, you know. What'd you guys think? Was she a very smart final girl?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I thought I don't remember her in Scream 5. I've only seen that one once, but in this one, I thought she was pretty damn good concerning what she needs to do. You know what I mean to survive. I thought she did pretty good.
Yep, absolutely, no doubt. And Rachel saying Chad surviving was ridiculous. Yes, I agree. That's the thing, you know, and it's nothing against the character, but it was ridiculous. Jeff also saying it would have been more intense and more sense of danger if one of the main stars would have died, like Chad or Mindy or both. Yeah. Yep, no doubt. Let's see. Who else do we have in there? I know I got to catch up to everyone. Jason's makeup. Scott is not a fan of Jason's makeup. Okay. All right. And
go ahead, Knight.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think honestly the main problem it isn't just that Chad and Mindy survived for me. It's the fact that they made a point that all bets are off, that anyone can die, and then they didn't follow through on that. I think that's my main problem with it.
Yeah, you know,
Dewey survived 4 movies, right?
Yeah,
just out of pure luck for the most part. So I mean, it's not as different, but you know, the fact that they made a point that all bets are off, you know, anybody can die, and then the 2 that should have still made it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again, Kirby got stabbed and shot at. You know, I can kind of understand hers a little bit, you know, with the vest and all that, but still, she got stabbed. Tara got stabbed. You know, I'm talking about in the gut, you know, places where there should be a problem. You know, Gail survived, Mindy survived, Chad survived. It's like, come on, man. You know, obviously the Ghostface killers, they got killed and it was done in great, magnificent fashion. So that's great. But again, I just, you know, you got to have some type of stakes. All right, real quick too in the chat, we got Rachel coming in with another super chat. Thank you, saying points for Sam Carpenter. She is so smart, so protective, and so stabby. Love her. There you go. And I agree. I think she was fantastic in this film. She truly was. It was great to see a final girl position like that. And of course, they have that advantage because you've got Tara as well, who can kind of play the other side of the field as a quote unquote final girl. So I think that made this film, and 5 to a lesser degree, made these films enjoyable because you could get like some variety in performances. Rachel, thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate it so much. Let's do a clip for you. And Kill, you know, sometimes just when you think that you would eat anything, you realize you probably shouldn't, and it might look like this.
Here, baby, try this candy. All right, let me see. Here, okay? Have some. It's really good.
God damn! What's so spicy?
Skeet.
You finally used that one.
All right.
Why? What?
Hey, man, you never know what's gonna happen, bro.
I've seen that clip, so I knew what to expect. But what got me was the little sunflower saying "skeet" at the end.
You never know.
You never know. Hey, I try to make sure we have rewards for people that are so generous. Russell said, "What on earth?" I know. All right, let's go to our next category: Vancouver versus Montreal. Kill. We're gonna start with you. What film had the bigger issue to you? Obviously, we know the behind the scenes. Scream was filmed in Montreal, and that's a choice that they made to do that. And obviously with Friday the 13th, probably I would say at least 80%, maybe 75% of it was filmed in Vancouver. Which film do you have the bigger issue with the fact that they were not in New York, or maybe not in New York as much?
I mean, see, this is a complex one here. One movie totes the New Yorkism so much that it's in the name, takes Manhattan. The other one, it's just okay, if you can see buildings, I guess, on the poster, and oh, that might be New York, it could be Chicago, it could be Gotham City, who knows? It's Metropolis, who knows? And then also in Jason, 80% to maybe 85% of the movie, you're on a boat, man. I'm gonna say that Friday the 13th is more problematic for the reasons I said, that Manhattan is in the title. You're putting it in there, like a lot of the advertising, Frank Sinatra, all that stuff. They're really playing it up. Whereas in Scream, in my opinion, it's a part of the story, but it's not the story.
Okay.
So yeah, I gotta go with Friday on this one.
Okay. All right, Eric, how about you?
I think I'm the complete opposite. Yeah, Jason's on a boat for 85% of it, but he does make it to New York, and he's actually in Times Square. That counts for something. You know what I mean? They actually are. Where in Scream 6, because they did make a big deal, like with some of the marketing, that we're out of Woodsboro. We're in New York now. What do they do in the film to show that? Like Kill said, this could have been Chicago, Gotham City,
bodega. There's no bodegas in Woodsboro.
It's how they use it. They don't show the fact that they're in New York. It could have been, an hour away, still, near Woodsboro. It's that unimportant. It could have been any type of big city, and I think they failed on that to show it. So I'm going to say Scream did worse with it.
Okay. All right. For me, this is an interesting one, and I knew that we would have to talk about it as soon as we came up with the idea for this battle world, which of course it was the Battle of New York. And, although I think Scream, it looks like, it's a great looking film, obviously, it's got the money, it's got the budget. And so that's not, part of what factors into this for me. But similar to what you guys just said, to echo some of those things, Scream could have been anywhere. They could have said it was Chicago, and I would have said, yep, okay, no problem. And I think that was a mistake for them to not try to give us a sense of like authentic, like something more authentic of New York, whether it be Times Square or if it was the Statue of Liberty, like in Manhattan, they showed those things. Obviously with Manhattan, they didn't get the budget that they had originally thought they were going to get for the film. And so they just had to sidestep and spend, 70% of the film on a boat. But like you said, Eric, they are in Times Square. You do see the Statue of Liberty. You do have those moments, some of those moments on the street. Most of it is Vancouver, though. So I actually think that I have more of an issue with Scream 6 on this, because, they could have used, an authentic location. They could have been in New York, at least to do some of the shots and stuff like that. So I'm going to actually take away that point from Scream 6. Okay. All right.
They were on the subway. They were at the bodega.
Yeah, well, no, that's true. That's true. But you know what? The subway thing, and I said this when it came out, I don't think they used New York the way they could have. I really don't. Like it's great stuff. I'm not saying it, I think it's actually a really good film, but I was hoping that they could have used the city more, because that's what it was all about, for Scream to finally go to New York. And it had moments, but I just think that just when you were like, all right, and it was like they pulled back, you know what I'm saying? With Jason, even the scenes that weren't New York, you got that sense, of the griminess of New York and so forth. So I think that, again, it's close, and both films are guilty. Both films are guilty, but I just feel like with Scream, it's like, oh man, you guys could have really, in other words, you could have learned from Jason Takes Manhattan better. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they did. Now, of course, I'm sure they weren't gauging the film on that alone. You know what I'm saying? But I just wish that they could have had a little bit more of that authentic New York. Use the city a bit more. You know, the alley scene with the ladder, that was a great scene. And it's like, man, I just was hoping, you know, a little bit more, man. So
even with, you know, the scenes that are supposed to take place in New York but are Vancouver, it still had that grimy late 80s dirty New York feel.
yes,
So it could, like, if you don't know that it's Vancouver, you know what I mean? If you're just
right.
someone who doesn't watch and look at all the behind the scenes stuff, it still has that feel, and you can kind of get faked out by it.
Yes.
Scream, it's just a big city.
Yep, it's just a big city. There's a lot of
It doesn't
people.
have, yeah.
And it was cool seeing
You know,
all these people,
Chicago's
especially.
got a lot of people too, though. So you know.
It's so true. It's so true. Real quick, Paula is going with Vancouver is the biggest issue. Russell saying, I loved the bodega scene. I agree. It was fantastic. Man saying, I agree, Knight. All right. Thank you, May. I appreciate that. Rachel saying, should have had a scene where Ghostface takes out a boombox by stabbing it. Yeah, listen, how far do we get with the camp? I don't know. But I just feel like they could have, had a scene like where it is. Like I said, it just feels more like it's New York, authentically New York. And I just don't think that they went as far as they could have because they had the budget to do that, whereas Friday the 13th didn't. You know what I mean? So that's why I was leaning towards a bigger issue with Scream. Okay, our next category. You knew we were going to go there sooner or later, Kill. Which final girl are we going with? Is it Sam or is it Rennie?
I'm going to go Sam. And my reasoning for that is, I mean, both were kind of being plagued by seeing things and ghost images and stuff in their head. Sam, even though Rennie is being stalked by Jason, Jason. You might not be able to see under the mask, but it's just this person. Sam is surrounded by her friends and family and doesn't know who the killer is. And obviously at that time she only knows it's one person as Ghostface. But through the whole movie, there's this mistrust of the new love interest, the old friends, the core four, the new people that are the new friends from college. So it's this thing of like not knowing who you actually can trust, because any of them, whether they're wearing a mask or not, could just stab her and slit her throat. And then on top of that, the whole aspect of your Billy Loomis's kid. And are you going to become evil? I kind of wish they did that. It's like the Tommy Jarvis thing of him putting the mask down at the end of,
5.
Yeah, at the end of 5, like, oh, okay, this is interesting. What are we going to do with this? They could do something with that, but they kind of like, oh no, we're not going to make her evil, which, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to go with Sam on this one, just because of the number of people around her that she can't really know 100% that she can trust, because they've been betrayed by friends and love interests before. And whereas Rennie, yes, it's a zombie Jason. Yes, it's crazy gangs and drug addicts once she lands on shore. But I still kind of want to side with Sam on this one.
Okay. All right. Eric, how about you?
I'm definitely going with Sam. Billy and little Jason notwithstanding, there's more to Sam than there is with Rennie. I don't think she really has a lot of a personality to stand out for me, and I think a final girl needs that. Sam has that. Sam, I think, with what we see on screen, is more of a fighter. Rennie gets lucky; she stabs Jason in the eye with a pen, and then the rest of it, she's just running away. Sam will stand and fight, and especially at the end, you know what I mean? Rennie got lucky; she climbed up a ladder where the toxic waste came out. Sam did the business, you know what I mean? So gotta go with Sam.
All right. For me, and if you have followed this channel long enough, and some of you guys have been around for a while, listen, this isn't even close for me. This is almost embarrassing. And it's no disrespect to Jensen Daggett as Rennie. This easily has to go to Samantha Carpenter. I mean, like, it's like every day, all day. I think Melissa was fantastic in this film, We already alluded to it. She was so smart, and I loved the choices that she was making. I loved her leadership. She was badass, but she also had tender moments. Like, here's the thing that gets me, and I'll try not to rant too much, but a movie like this, which has its issues, there's no doubt, and I've talked plenty of times about some of my issues, and even tonight. But think about some of these characters and the complexity that they have in a slasher film. That's the thing. It's a slasher film, and you see the complexity of a character like Sam, what she's going through, her relationships with her sister and other people. And I just think that it's cool to see horror movies, especially slasher movies, get to this point where we can have these more three-dimensional characters. And that's no shade to the old school. It is what it is. We history continues itself, and we stand upon the shoulders of those in the past. But Sam is just so much more of a better character. I've always had issues with Rennie in general, and I think a lot of that was because they had to sidestep so much because they couldn't be in New York and so forth. But yeah, this easily goes to Sam every day, all day. Okay, let me catch up to the chat, and then let's see what we got going on. And these guys, they're working hard. Danielle's like, Sam. There you go. There you go. Doom Turkey saying Ghostface breakdancing in the subway could have been a thing. It could have. Oh gosh. All right. Let's see. And hey guys, real quick, what else could be a thing? That's getting a brand new channel member. We've got Drake stepping up to the task at hand, joining the channel membership. Thank you so much, Drake. We appreciate that. And it's so awesome to see that during a live stream. And Kill, I think I hear something. Do you hear it? I hear something.
Yeah, what is that?
Here it is. We got a member. We've got a member.
Welcome to the Night Watch Zone.
There it is.
All right.
There it is.
I love it.
There it is. Drake, seriously, thank you so much for joining the channel membership. We appreciate the support, and we always try to do some fun things for the channel members, giveaways, exclusive streams, and so forth. So keep an eye out on the community tab. I try to communicate with you guys multiple times a week. But seriously, thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it, and you guys in the chat being very supportive as well. Congrats, and just being really cool to Drake. We appreciate that. Okay, and let's see anyone else in the chat. Jeff is saying he's gonna go with Sam. More interesting. Rennie is a very uninteresting and boring character. I agree. Let's see. And Julie as well, going with Sam. Melissa also going with Sam. Okay. Stuart saying Sam had it easy against Ghostface. Ooh, okay. All right. Julie saying Sam had to listen to that really awkward monologue from Bailey and then hit him with the Uno reverse. I love her at 6. It's funny you say that, Julie, because I was saying that to Coriander. It was cool after they fell off of the balcony and Detective Bailey was coming to. Usually that's the hero in that situation, coming to, and you don't know what's going on. It was cool how they reversed that, and it was the villain that was coming to and not knowing what's going on, and then of course being set up to be totally sliced and diced. Dale is coming in with a super chat, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Dale, much appreciated. And Dale, obviously one of our winners from the other night for our giveaway at the Elm Street ranking, awesome stuff, saying never seen Scream 2 through 6. I can safely say Rennie. Well, there you go. There you go. You got to be honest about it. All right. And Julie, thank you so much for putting in the link. If you'd like to become a channel member like Drake did tonight, we would appreciate it. And you just click that link right there that Julie's provided, or you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button, and then you can hang out with us and have all the extra perks and so forth. Let's get ready to go to our next category. Kill, Jason or Ghostface. Who are we going with in this film? Which villain, in these two films, I should say, which villain are you giving the point to?
Well, you know, I guess the way I'm gonna look at this is, if you've watched both movies in totality, you realize this is the most ghost face killers ever in a Scream movie. And you have, you know, Zombie Jason, which is always entertaining. Oof. 3 Ghostface, a lot of stabby, and people surviving. 1 zombie Jason with varied kills. I guess I'm gonna go with Jason because he's a one-man army here, whether he's on a boat or he's on the little 50 feet of New York that we see, you know, from the docks. You know? But you know, he's doing it on his own, and he's being very, you know, giving us different kills. So I'm going Jason.
Okay, you're gonna go with Jason. Okay, Eric, how about you?
Oh, Kill pretty much just took the words out of my mouth. It's Jason. You know what I mean? Everyone he touches, he kills. You know what I mean? 3 ghost faces fail to kill 2 people, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that just says it right there. And, you know, Jason, you know, 50 feet on the dock or not, he swam that whole way. There's not those 3 ghost faces. No way they could have done that. So I'm going to give points to him for that, too. But all jokes aside, Jason gets it done. 3 ghost faces didn't. Plus, what's his name? Detective Bailey?
Yes.
Just shoot Sam. You know what I mean? Game over.
Dude, they could have killed Sam and Tara when it was 3 against 2. What's going on?
You have a gun for a weapon. He's trained to use it. He knows how to use it. Use it. Don't run. Just do it. Game over.
Oh my God. All right. You know, for me, look, there's no lying here. There is no way that I can't give this point to Jason. And let me tell you why. I'm echoing exactly what you guys said. Listen, you got 3 ghost face killers, and yet somehow, and Sam is badass, and so is Tara, by the way. Shout out to Jenna. I thought she was fantastic in this film too, and as a character, when she was like, "Come on, motherfucker," I was like, yes, I like that, you know. But bro, they could have been shot up to pieces. I'm talking Dirty Harry style. You know, do you feel lucky, Carpenter sisters? Well, do you? You know,
guns used earlier at the bodega, so they know how to use them. One of them does, at least. So
yeah. So I think that, again, this is some of the things I have a little issue with, or maybe even more than a little issue with Scream 6. I think that, you know, the Ghostface killers throughout the film, they were really cool to see, shot very well, but we have way too many survivors. And I know in the finale, we've got to give the reason and the reveal and all that, and I know that. But again, and you guys have said it in the chat, when he's literally got Sam at point blank range and he runs at her, no, you just don't do that. And I think that was an issue with them. And out of the 3 Ghostface killers, really, I think Quinn was the best as far as, you know, you just saw her as a Ghostface killer. I believed in the performance. You know, I thought Dermot got way too over top at the end. And, you know, Jack's cool, but, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, you don't deserve to be a Ghostface killer, man. So I'm easily giving this point to Jason as far as the choice between the 2. Okay, now let's go to our next category, and then I'm going to jump back to the chat. I know these guys are working hard. I'll be right there. But Kill, let's talk about the finale, which usually can be a couple minutes, could be up to maybe 15 minutes. Which finale was the better finale?
I'm going to have to go with Scream because, you know, so many things finally came to head, you know, figuring out, you know, for one, you know, who is Ghostface, how many Ghostface, what's the relation, what's the motivation, you know, what, and all along they're also in the Batcave having this fight, you know, so you're trying to, you know, see all the other masks and all this other stuff. And then on top of that, with the chance, where is Sam gonna go to the dark side, you know? And both of the sisters, they are definitely survivors, and you see that they fight back, you know. Whereas, you know, in Friday, you know, no disrespect to it, Rennie gets lucky, she climbs a ladder, For some reason, toxic waste fills the sewers of New York every single night, killing the
Right?
Ninja Turtles. And it just
Splinter.
it hits right at the perfect time. Apparently just New York, their depiction of New York at this time is just barrels of toxic waste everywhere on the docks. It's just street gangs playing boom boxes. It's diners that
muggings
look like they're not the cleanest diners. Their interpretation is just straight up filthy New York. But yeah, I mean, the finale, I already said the whole, baby Jason, little boy Jason, all that stuff. It's just, I don't mind, and not to get on, Jason Goes to Hell or any of that stuff. If you're gonna put it in there, I need it to make sense. Don't just throw shit in there and expect me to know where the Sword of Omens came from. Who crafted the Sword of Omens? All right. Why has no one used this Voorhees sword in all of these movies to kill this mofo? And this movie does the same thing. It's like, hey, just kill Jason. Just look. The sewer fills with toxic waste. Jason melts. The end. Don't try to have the toxic waste recedes back and then he's a perfectly formed human boy. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
All right, man. Eric is shaking his head. He's like, how did we get on this rant about Goes to Hell? All right.
I'm sorry.
I'm used to it. It actually makes it fun. I
still said I'm used to it.
Yeah, I still like it. I was saying orange. Anyways, I'm going with Scream because I mean there really is no comparison. The finale of Scream, Bailey not using the gun and Mulroney's acting notwithstanding, it's a very good finale. You don't know who's going to survive. You don't know aside from the ghost faces. The way they're taken out is really good. Mindy and her brother notwithstanding, I really like that shot. How Sam has the mask. She puts it on the ground and they walk away. Yeah. So the Melissa thing notwithstanding, even if this was going to be her final film, we're not going to get into that situation. Right. That's a great ending for that character. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Way to say maybe she purged the ghost Billy demon out of her. You know what I mean? It's a good way. Jason Takes Manhattan. That's just fucking stupid. All right. As a man who actually has defended Jason Takes Manhattan a lot of times, I can't. I can. The toxic waste. That's fine because he's already been resurrected with lightning and fought Jean Grey. That's fine. You got to give. You got to give a little bit, okay? But the fact is, again, turning into Lil Jason, as we call LIL, Lil Jason.
Lil Jason.
I know it's supposed to be in Rennie's psyche. It doesn't excuse it. It's still fucking dumb. It's still dumb. And what really sucks is, even if you take the fact that it's in her mind, take that out. The fact that Jason talks, we all shit on Michael for saying die in Rob Zombies. Jason literally says he barfs up a bunch of water and says, "Mommy, don't let me drown." Now, why does Jason always get a pass? That's awful. That's stupid. And that's not in Rennie's mind, okay? There's no way to show that. Scream 6 for the victory.
Good for you, buddy. You had to throw in Rob Zombie's Halloween. All right. So listen. For finale, this isn't even close. This is another one that isn't even close. There's no doubt that this has to go to Scream 6. The finale, again, like you said, Eric, Bailey, the choices he made or the acting of Dermot, notwithstanding, the finale is fantastic, man. They're in the Bat Cave. You don't know what's going to happen. It looks cool. They got a little bit of a mini chase. Chad is getting killed. And when they attack Chad, it was a great scene other than the fact that he survived. But, he's finally having a moment with Tara. And you felt the connection because they've got great chemistry. Again, the core 4, great chemistry. So this sets up the horror the right way, right? They finally kiss and it's all this, it's a great romantic beat. And then boom, Ghostface comes out of nowhere, stabs Tara in the back, which again, Tara probably should have succumbed to her injuries too, but I love Tara. And then, of course, the whole thing with Chad, and it just builds and builds and builds. And even with the reveal we knew that Bailey was one of them, so that was easy. But Ethan, you know, I was kind of back and forth with the subway scene. Really made you think that Ethan wasn't involved, because it's like, well, bro, just let Mindy die. Why are you doing that? You know, that was for us as the viewer, right? So Ethan kind of surprised me, but Quinn, that was the one. When Sam said Mindy, there was a quick second where I thought to myself, Jesus, would Mindy be a Ghostface killer? And then, of course, the reveal was Quinn. I thought that was fantastic. And of course, Sam going stabby on Bailey at the end, you know, she's amazing. So this definitely has to go to Scream 6 for the finale. Okay, let me catch up real quick too in the chat. Thank you, Julie, for putting the links in there. Again, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support us. We've had almost 50 people in here tonight at different points. And you know what else we have tonight that's really amazing? We've got Oliver, who has just done an upgrade. Awesome.
Nice.
And let's real quick just give a shout out to our man Oliver, who's absolutely so amazing and positive. And it looks as though he oh my goodness, Oliver upgraded to our highest level, the horror guru level. Oh my God.
Wow. Good for you.
Mhm.
Wow. Oliver, wow. Bro. We really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Seriously, Oliver. I can't even tell you how much that means and helps us out to do what we have to do week after week, month after month. Thank you so much, man. Seriously, that is amazing. Wow. So cool. Let's do a clip for Oliver. Thank you so much for that, man. Seriously, I keep saying that, but thank you. Look, Kill, sometimes when you have special moments, you got to go back to things that make you smile, and this is one of them. Here we go.
Who's my little piggy?
I am.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
There we there we go, man. I saw you turn your head like, man, here we go. Look, seriously, Oliver, thank you so much for doing that, for upgrading like that. It helps us out so much. It really does. And you guys in the chat are giving thanks to Oliver. Seriously, it's very cool. And we know not everyone can do those types of things, but for those who can, it really helps us out as a community overall, and it allows us to do more things. It really, really does. So thank you so much, bro. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
I want to say this as a content creator. You know what I mean? It makes me feel good. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm a guest on all these panels, but it makes me feel good that we're doing something right. We're doing something that you guys enjoy. And I can only speak for myself, but I know it's very hard out there right now to throw away $5, $10, $20 on a YouTube stream. And the fact that you guys do that, I appreciate that too. Even if just being on a Battle World panel, that's why we've done it for almost 75 episodes. You know, notwithstanding all the other stuff that we've done on this channel. So the feedback is appreciated, and the fact that you'd actually paid it, we appreciate a lot. More than you probably realize.
Absolutely, man. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Thank you so much, Oliver, man. Wow. This just it's got me so emotional. And also we got Drake, our newest channel member, coming in with $1 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Seriously, we appreciate that. And Drake, let us know if you want to put that point to either Scream 6 or to Friday 8. Thank you so much, man. Seriously. And Rachel saying, Tara, the best kill line ever. Now die a fucking virgin. There you go. That was great. She got into it, man. She really, really did. Julie says we're at 45 likes. Can we get to 50? I hope we can. I hope we can. We've had a lot of folks in here tonight, and we appreciate that. It really helps us, you know, to know that, hey, let's keep doing this, man. Seriously. We've got Dale coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you again, Dale. Much love. Saying part 8, Jason, the most terrifying and relentless version. Okay. Jason takes Manhattan, left Crystal Lake to hunt you down. He equals Halloween 6 Michael. Actually scary. Okay. Yeah. And Halloween 6 Michael was serious, man. I will agree with that. He was not taking any prisoners. All right, Dale. Thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate that. And if you'd like to put that to one of the films, you can do that. Okay, let's go to our next category. And this is going to be our last category. So it'll be the last time you get a chance to put points to the film of your choice. After we're done this next category, then we're going to be tallying up the points. So this is your final call. If Troy's out there, this is the final call, buddy. I know sometimes we got lag, but this is it. Okay, Kill. We've got to choose a film. Which film are you going to give the point to? Is it Scream 6 or Jason Takes Manhattan?
Scream 6. And for a lot of the reasons I spoke on earlier, the more complex story, the culmination of all of the other Ghostface killers and things coming to a head here, the acting, the cinematography, and also spots of comedy, not too much, not too much. Whereas in Jason, there were issues that weren't in the hands of them, with the MPAA nerfing things, and just the fact of it's supposed to be Jason Takes Manhattan, but the majority of it you're on a boat. And then when you are in Manhattan, there's Times Square scene, and there's the docks and the sewers, a little bit of a diner, but they're both really good movies. But yeah, I got to go Scream on this one.
Okay. All right. Eric, how about you?
I always look at choose as which one would I watch more, and I'm going with Takes Manhattan. Scream 6, I don't like. We'll talk about it when we do like our little wrap up when you do the tally, but it's not as bad as everyone seems to see, or at least what I see everyone saying about it. You know what I mean? It's well made. A lot of the characters are really good. A lot of the kills, when they do happen, are really good. There's a lot of good to it. Jason Takes Manhattan, that it's the fun factor to me. You know what I mean? Budget notwithstanding, boat trip notwithstanding, Gilligan's Island, however you want to say it. It's for me, it's just a lot of fun. It's nostalgic for me, so I'm going to go with it because of that. There's a lot of good in that. I think Kane is great as Jason in this. This is my favorite Kane portrayal of Jason. I mean, yes, Jason Goes to Hell doesn't really count because it's 10 minutes of Kane, but I think he does really good. I love a lot of the scenery. We just got to get rid of baby Jason, and I think it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. For me, I think that, listen, I've loved Friday the 13th since I was 7 years old. It's the franchise that got me to this point. But that being said, I'm going to give this point to Scream 6 firmly. And the reason why is just because it's just so good, from A to Z. It's so good. Yes, it has a couple of things that, made me kind of turn my eyes a little bit, but overall, I think it's a great film, man. And it was really cool to experience it in the theater. It was great to get the opportunity to talk about it, theorize about it beforehand, and then afterwards doing a lot of content on it. And obviously the franchise is still going strong. And I think Manhattan, it's fun. There is fun in there, like you said, Eric. And I can watch it, of course. When we came up with the idea to do this episode, I was like, yeah, I don't watch Manhattan as much as the other ones, but I'm still going to watch it because it's my boy Jason. But there were issues, and we all know what those issues are. And it's unfortunate it happened that way. I think some of that has to go on Paramount as well. I think at that point, Paramount was thinking, we're not going to stand behind the Friday 13th movies as much as we used to. They wanted to be a little bit more, quote unquote, sophisticated. And I think it showed in how the production of Part 8 was, how it came to be, and how the budget wasn't what they originally thought it was going to be before they settled on this idea of going to New York. So again, based upon all of that, I got to go with Scream. It's just a better movie, through and through. So, all right, real quick in the chat, I did see we did get a super chat coming in, and that will count for points. Looks like it was Russell who came in, $5 super chat saying Scream 6 all the way. Okay, buddy. So we're going to put another 5 points to Scream 6. This is going to be crazy.
And Dale did say before the category was over that 1 point to go to Jason.
Okay, so that's going to go to Friday 13th. Okay, so
Yes.
we've got a point going to Friday 13th as well. Okay, this is going to be crazy, man. We got a lot of points to count. And real quick, too, in the chat, I just want to say, and Oliver just saying, my pleasure, as far as the upgrade. Again, man, thank you so much. Seriously, I really mean it with all my heart. That is just amazing. And some of you guys in the chat just showing love to Oliver. Julie saying, Oliver, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, seriously, this helps all of us, to do more, to get together more, for more content, more equipment, more programs, and so forth. So thank you so much. And I totally echo it. Julie saying, congratulations, Oliver. It's so cool and generous. It really, really is. Okay, guys. So I'm going to start adding up these points. There's a hell of a lot of points here. This is absolutely crazy. We're going to do our little recap. Kill, we're going to start with you. Let us know what you think of this battle and these two films, and then we'll go to Eric, and then I will reveal who will win this battle based on points.
Well, this was a fun battle, and definitely a very close one. A little bit of back and forth there. To echo something Eric said, I don't understand all the Scream 6 hate. It's a fun entry for me, and it definitely has rewatchability for me. Both of these movies are fun entries in both franchises, and a lot of the scoring I might have done tonight had leaned more to Scream. It's just based off of the questions, but I love, I'm a Jason guy too, and I love this movie as well. And as far as Scream 6, if you guys in the chat know, leave a comment. Like, why do people have an issue with 6 so much? I mean, to me, it's a good continuation from 5, and I feel like if you like 5, you'll really like 6. So, and if you had an issue with it, rewatch it. You might like it now.
Yeah, that I just don't get it now. I've only seen Scream 6 a couple times. You know what I mean? But I just don't understand why everyone. Well, when I say everyone, that's air quotes, but a lot of people seem to bag on it. I understand, we've made jokes about the twins, and I understand, no one, air quotes, no one dies. But it's a good film, and I'm really digging. I think the ones past 4 are better than they're getting credit for. I think 5 is pretty darn good, and I didn't think the first time I watched Scream 6, I thought it was okay. The time I watch it today, I'm like, wow, this is better than I remember. You know what I mean? You always remember the stuff you hate, but I forgot the stuff that I liked, and I appreciated it a lot more with this viewing. So I'm kind of like you. I do hope someone comments below to say, what do you hate about it? Now, you can love a film and still criticize it. That's what we've been doing on this channel. We still love, Jason, but you know what? Takes Manhattan does have a lot of problems. I really enjoy it, but I can also find those faults and deal with those. And it's got them. But Jason Takes Manhattan, to me, again, it's just a fun 90 minutes for me. We get some nice kills. Kane looks great, even though he's a little wet and squishy. I think he looks great. When he does get to New York, I think that stuff is a lot of fun. So, yeah, I think these are maybe not underrated, but I think these entries are both kind of underappreciated. And I can understand why people would say that about Jason, because there are a lot of problems. Scream, not so much. So, but I think they're both good films for what they are.
All right. Well said. Well said. And real quick, before I reveal the winner, just a shout out to the other folks that have been jumping in. Dade Rich, we got Gory Tiger. Hey guys, good to see you. Hope you've enjoyed this conversation. And again, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. And we also have we got our buddy Anthony in the house. Child of the Corn coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Hope you've been doing well. Scream 6 was a great theater experience. Loved it. Friday Part 8 is one of my favorite guilty pleasures. My favorite mask. Samara's opening has my vote. It was a fantastic opening, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. It means a lot to us. And look, let's just do one more clip. Sometimes when you get a good one, you got to enjoy it again. And shout out to all of you guys, just doing so much for us tonight. Drake joining the family. We got Oliver upgrading to the top level. The top level is absolutely, it's almost impossible. Thank you so much, man. But here's the clip. Again, Kill, let's get some Zane love. Here we go.
Fuck this cowboy shit! We're fine! Fucking hold dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
Yeah, I love that movie so much, dude.
Shout out to Billy Zane, you guys. Okay, so, and Hollywood Guy's in the house too. Good to see you too, Hollywood Guy. And Dan. All right. Thank you so much for being here. We got a lot of our channel members and our Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Seriously, you guys have no clue how much it truly helps us to fight the algorithm, which is always a very tough battle. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Let me just tell you guys this. This is why Battle World is so freaking fun. This is why it's so freaking fun, because we have a score. We have a tied score. Okay, so let me just pass this on to you guys. Stay with me on this. The panel vote is 15-15.
Wow.
The panel vote is 15-15, split right down the middle between Scream 6 and Jason Takes Manhattan. Adding in all the scores, the cumulative scores, the final score to give us the winner, we have a score of 59-70. The winner is Vancouver wins.
Yeah.
It was that close, guys. We had a tie. Absolute banana pancakes, man. Unbelievable. We were right down the middle. And look, Danielle, look, hey, you guys are the ones that made it happen. Yeah. You guys made it happen. We were tied. We would have gone to a poll. But seriously, thank you guys so much. Jason pulls out the victory some way, somehow, man. It's crazy. As we get ready to head on out, Hollywood Guy has a channel member anniversary for 17 months. Awesome stuff, man. Mm-hmm. And Hollywood Guy saying, what do you think? Hello, what do you think of the new Nightmare on Elm Street reboot? I think it's a reboot, but I'm liking this. I'm not sure if I understand that. Let me know. Write that again for me. Let me know what you mean. If you mean what I think about.
Oh, I think I know, because I think my wife watched it. There is a air quotes teaser trailer out there that's going across YouTube saying it's the reboot. It's one of the many times that people take footage and sound bites to make their own trailer. It's not happening.
Yeah, that's not. It's definitely not happening. Yeah, thank you for that. I was like, I was trying to understand if you meant from what we did.
Rachel was watching it on the couch the other day, and I heard Jackie Earl talking. I said, "Oh, you watching the reboot?" She's like, "No, this is supposedly a new one." And then I heard, I couldn't think of the actress, but they had some actress saying something. I'm like, "No, turn it off. Yeah, it's not true."
Okay, all right, very cool. But congrats, Hollywood Guy. Seriously, awesome stuff for the channel member anniversary. Drake also, again, our newest member coming in with a super chat. Thank you again so much, Drake. I mean, what a fantastic night and so generous and kind. And Drake saying, your channel is awesome. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Saying, finally, I'm a subscriber. I am for Jason. Unfortunately, I never saw Scream 6. All right.
Well,
hey, well, tonight it was pretty much right down the line. And at the end of the day, it came down to the super chats. You guys made it happen. And wow, what a battle. What a battle. Okay, guys. And hey, we got Dominic in the house. What's up? And Hollywood Guy was saying maybe it's a fake trailer. I saw it on YouTube. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Here's a little bit of advice for people who watch those fake trailers. This is what I told my wife. If it's not an official announcement from the production company, don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very true. They come in all the time. Oliver saying you can never kill Jason. That's right. That's right. And Hollywood Guy coming in again saying, sorry, guys, I was hyped. That's no good. No problem at all, man. It happens to us all. We all get fooled. But thank you so much for the super chat as well. You guys, and Mayan's been putting in like 1,000 Jason emojis all night long. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Mayan is definitely a cool little thing for our channel members. But guys, we and Oliver is putting in ghost face. There you go. We appreciate tonight, guys. This was really cool, and you guys are awesome. Jason, thank you, saying the stream was epic. Keep your eyes open tomorrow night. We're gonna have another fun one, and it'll be something that you guys can also be interactive with. And of course, Mayan beat me to the punch. God, she's good. All of you guys,
girl.
these moderators are amazing. She's got the link up. Tomorrow night is going to be a fun night. So if you guys are around, check us out at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a fantastic stream, and it's going to be some fun for you guys in the audience as well. So again, your boy from New Jersey did it. He did it. You know, he went to Vancouver and he lived to tell another day, even though he dealt with toxic waste. So we will get you guys tomorrow. Thank you for all the support. We love you guys. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Cheers.
Peace.